Hi everyone! It is the time of year where everyone is showing off everything they've crocheted or knit or sewed or just like whatever they've made this year. So I've decided I'm going to show you everything I didn't make this year, meaning stuff that I started and never finished. This is everything I didn't make in 2025. So I've come to realize that the high I feel starting a new project is just higher than the high I feel working on a project. And so I slowly realized that I abandoned a lot of projects and I start new ones. I knew it got really, really bad once I ran out of stitch markers. First, let's start with this dress. You can tell it's like almost completed. I started this back in May to go to an engagement party in New York, and I wanted this to be like my my traveling in New York project. It's the Loupy Studios dress, and you might be thinking it's literally just missing straps. Like, why haven't you finished it? This is like the fourth time I've gotten to this point of almost finishing the dress. I initially made the back like way, way too big. Like if you see, it starts as like almost like a diamond shape or like a square piece, and then you chain the length to connect the backs, and then you continue working in the round to finish the skirt portion. I initially chained just so big, and it looked humongous, and I made it to this finish point before I really realized it was too big. And I was trying on the project as I was making it, and I thought it just was like sagging low on the waist, and I was like, yeah, this could be like a really low-waisted backless dress, right? No, it was just huge. And then I added the Feels Like Bliss yarn at the bottom because in her YouTube video, she had a little bit of mohair at the end. And I thought, surely this Feels Like Bliss yarn would simulate a similar, no. The Feels Like Bliss is basically like a teddy bear yarn. Like it looks like a stuffed animal or like faux fur. So this really summery, cute, airy looking dress, like look how holy it is. It did not look good with like faux fur at the end of it. So I took that out. I wanted to really be creative and artsy or whatever with my designing of colors for this dress. So I tried having a blue trim on it, and I love blue and yellow together. But the blue and yellow are both so vibrant that it looked like costume. Like it looked like a costume piece and not like clothing. And I was like, that looks bad. That's where we're at now. To finish this, I really think I just need to add straps. A part of me wanted to frog either all the way back up to this like chain piece to make it, okay, maybe not to the chain piece, but a little higher with the smaller stitches, just so I can shorten the dress a little bit. I thought it was a bit too long on me, but I think maybe I just add straps. If it's too long, I'll get rid of some of the bigger stitches, like maybe just have two of them, though I really like the look of the bigger stitches. Depending on how lazy I feel, I might just get rid of some of the small stitches or just get rid of some of the big stitches. We'll see. We'll see. Oh no, okay. We're gonna ignore that. Ignore that these are connected to things. Next up is this piece. One panel's done, and then this is the second panel to make the Nikita Nightingale. Is that her name? Give me one second. Oh my goodness, look at my cats. Look at them. They're on the heating pad and next to a lot of electronics. Yeah, Nikita Nightingale. Okay, yeah. This is her distress stop. She has a free video on YouTube on this. And I think I might have started this before the dress, actually, if I'm thinking of it. And maybe I stopped to do the dress so I can travel. I'm honestly not sure. I give up on a lot of these things, not because I'm not actually giving up on any of these projects. I just get really excited for a different one. But yeah, I love it. I think this is super creative. I just need to finish it. All right, next is this singular panel for the loose ends triangle tote. I made the triangle tote in pink, the dust bag in a red, and then I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a basket. It looks like a little flower basket in this brown color. And I loved it so much that I just wanted to make another one, right? So the pink bag that I made was actually made with the Hobbii pink ribbon yarn and not t-shirt yarn like the other two, and I prefer the feel of the t-shirt yarn. So it's like, I'll just make the triangle tote again because that's, I think, the most practical of the bags. So then I started it, and I think I just got bored because I already made one, and I got more excited to work on something else. It also hurts my hand a little to work with the t-shirt yarn. My crocheting hand, which never happened. Like my crocheting hand never hurts. It's like normally the hand that holds the yarn that hurts for me. So I think I just wanted to take a little break from my fingers, and then I never restarted. I am thinking of just frogging this and crocheting it single strand because the bag is supposed to be crocheted with 2 strands, but it is really heavy. This is really hefty, and you need 3 of these to make a tote bag. So I'm just thinking logistically, I don't want to be carrying something too heavy as like a purse. Okay, I've never put just like a pile of unfinished projects next to each other, and they're getting so tangled up. It's a bad idea. My next unfinished project is the mohair Bolero from Amazingish Grace. I finished my first mohair Bolero, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I used a slightly different yarn for this part. Like this is the Caron Latte cake yarn. I used like a buccal yarn that's made out of actual wool. And then I accidentally made it really oversized, not in like the Bolero part, but on the sleeves. And I ended up really loving the oversized look. So I wanted to make a second one that was either tighter, like a little more fitted Bolero shrug, or is it a shrug? No, a Bolero doesn't connect at the front. I'm thinking shrug. So I wanted to make another shrug that was either more fitted or just make this a full, really oversized sweater. And again, since this is like a repeat make, I think I just got a little less excited, especially because they're also both in white. This is the Celosia top by Ilhios. And I took this with me to Sedona for my friend's wedding, and I despise this top. I'm not even gonna finish it. This is one of the few projects that I just am completely abandoning, and eventually I'm gonna frog this, but just like not now. I don't like the color. Purple's my favorite color, but I don't like this purple. Does it, be honest, does it look good on me? Because I might change my mind if it looks good on me. I don't know, I don't like this color. I don't like shades of purple that look like grape. This is giving me grape, even though I know grape is darker. The sizing of this, I made it too small multiple times. I made it too small multiple times. And then I was like, okay, what if I just add a side panel to it? And then it looked ridiculous. I just like don't like this top. It's constructed in a way that it's like 2 rectangles, or I guess 3 rectangles, but the 2 back rectangles are like the same size as the front rectangle. And it just doesn't fit me well the way I want it to. And at the time, I didn't know enough about garment construction to fix it. So I did end up finishing a second version of this. I still don't like it. I think I just don't vibe with this specific pattern. And I swore I was never going to try to make this again. But then I kept seeing people on TikTok make this top, and it looks so cute. I don't know. But me and this specific top, we're beefing, and we're never going to speak again. She's going to die because I'm going to frog her. You may be thinking, do you really have enough unfinished projects to make a whole video about it? Yeah, I do. I get really excited, really bad at complaining things. Or you know what? So a pattern of like why I don't finish a project is either it's a duplicate, so I don't want to make another one as badly. I'm like way more excited to make a fresh new pattern I've never made before. Or I come really close to finishing the project, or I have finished it and I realize I made a bunch of mistakes, and like undoing it like hurts my soul and demoralizes me. The next project is the Gaia top from Liz and Hook. I've made a lot of these flowers. Honestly, making these flowers are really enjoyable for me. I like them. It is very time consuming. I was making like 1 to like maybe 4 a night, and then sometimes just weaving in some of the ends. Like I know none of these, it looks like none of the ends are weaved, but there's Yeah, there's like a couple where I've been like weaving the ends as I go and stuff. And then I honestly don't know why I didn't make this. I love the idea of this top. I made her other top, which is the Venus top, and I really loved it. I think I made it too big for me, but I love the design of it. I think her style of design is one of my favorites. But yeah, I have actually no reason to have not finished this. I actually have no idea why I didn't. Next up, here we go. I got some pre-loved yarn. I kind of love that term, pre-loved instead of secondhand, from Cleo's yarn shop when I was in New York. And it was just a single skein of, I think, fingering yarn. It didn't have a label. It didn't have any information on it. But that's just like my guess. I'm sort of fingering maybe superwash merino of some sort. And I was really thinking for the longest time, like, I have no idea what to make with a single skein. So I decided I was gonna make just a part of a scarf. Here's the little swatch I made single strand, and it's very holey. I mean, obviously it's gonna be holey unless I really dramatically size down the hook. So I decided to hold it double strand. Right, and the biggest difference to me, I think, is the fact that like the speckled colors are way less vibrant because it is being held with another yarn itself, but like another yarn, right? So I knew going into this that I wouldn't have enough for a scarf, like obviously. So I thought that I would just do 1/3 of a scarf and then make the other 2/3 a different color. And it's like a purposeful two-toned kind of thing. And I just haven't gotten to buying the yarn yet for this because I'm not that excited about the idea of making a scarf. I just wanted to use the yarn. Next up is this hand warmer. This is from my boyfriend, so it is sized to his hand. It's a little too big for me. I made him a beanie with the same yarn as this, and so I was gonna just make him little matching hand warmers. It's roving yarn from West something. I don't know, I'll put it up on screen or somewhere. And I just wanted to feel it because the pattern I really wanted to make used this yarn. But I'm very sensitive to wool, and the conclusion is I'm not going to use this. I'm not going to use this for a cardigan. Like for your hands and your head, I think it's totally fine, but like touching the soft part of my skin, no. But anyways, I started making this for him, and then he was saying that he would want gloves that cover his fingers because that's the part of his hands that get like cold the most when he's outside. So I felt demoralized, and I didn't want to make him a second one. But then he immediately afterwards said that no, he loves it and that he would wear it. So he knows what he did wrong. We are almost done, I promise. Next is the Diaphina top from Ilhios again. Look at the progress. I have two body panels. One sleeve panel. And I'm just working on the last sleeve panel. Like, I'm truly so close to finishing this top. This is the last sleeves panel. Like, look at that. Look at that. So what's stopping me from finishing this? And when did I start this? I started this months ago. I don't know. I think it's the yarn. I wanted to try brushed alpaca. This is the Drops. I have it in a different color. This is the Drops brushed alpaca silk, and it's 77% alpaca and the rest 23% silk. So I just wanted to try this because I heard brushed alpaca is a really good alternative for mohair, and I think I might be like slightly allergic to mohair. So I was like, let me give it a try. Little did I know, they consider this a weight for yarn on their website. Actually, I don't know if that's really a problem, if I'm being honest. That might be the problem, but it's so fluffy, which feels nice, that crocheting with it is kind of a pain. Like even using a really big hook, like I think I'm using like an 8 or 10 millimeter. I have to like manually sometimes stab the hole to get this to work because it's so fluffy that it closes up the hole. And I know I've heard people online complain about mohair in general because it does like a similar thing, but I really don't have that issue with mohair when I'm using a big hook. Like it feels totally fine and everything glides. It could just be this yarn, or it could be the fact that I'm not using a metal crochet hook because I don't have metal big size hooks. So I don't know what it is. Also, this is back loop only. Not that that's so hard. I think just the combination of the fact it's back loop and it's the brush alpaca and I'm using a plastic hook. It's just like taking so long. Everything's tangled, but basically I totally forgot about this. I was teaching one of my friends how to make a wooble, essentially. Like a wooble. Yeah, I was teaching them how to make a wooble. I don't even remember which one. So I started this. Look how tiny and cute it looks so far. I don't remember what I was making. Like, I don't know which one. I have a book. I have the pattern book for the woobles, and I'm probably just gonna frog this and use this yarn for something else. Okay, this is our final two. I started this mohair oversized sweater. That was the idea, at least like 4 days ago, because I really, 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 really love mohair, and I want a project with it where you hold it by itself. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just figure out a sweater with it. But I just don't think I like the look of it with just these are triple crochets. And I'm also so jealous of the knitting girlies right now that are making little thin mohair tops. I made a swatch with it with crochet with like, I think this is a 2mm hook to see if like that does anything, but it really doesn't. So I am jealous of the knitting girls right now because it's cold. But I think if I just push past the fact that it's January and just focus on my little holy crochet summer pieces, that jealousy will go away and it'll be fine, and I'll just have to figure out what else to do with mohair. All right, chronologically, the yellow mohair thing was last, but I wanted to end with something that like I actually plan on making. I'm gonna frog that mohair yellow thing painfully and slowly. This is the Nikita Nightingale shawl. So it's just a poncho. These are just double crochets with a giant hook. Yeah, I started this project because I think it's a really good don't have to think much project, which is nice because sometimes I be crocheting really late at night before going to bed, and the idea of opening up a pattern, or no, I have opened up a pattern, I read it, and I'm like, I don't even know. I don't have the brain power to figure out what they're telling me to do right now. I'm just gonna continue to whip this out whenever I feel like crocheting, but I don't want to think and use my brain. I have a secret last little project. I say it's secret because I started it on the 1st. And it's the asymmetrical top. It's a free YouTube tutorial. I just saw so many of them on Pinterest that I had to start, even though I have so many other projects. This is like super counts because I didn't make this in 2025, but just know that I'm still continuing to create whips for myself. Okay, that's all. Thanks for walking down memory lane with me. This does motivate me to want to finish these things, especially the dress and my diaphania top. Those like I actually need to finish. I'm like so close. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Bye.